My apartment in a month and a half has probably lost another $50,000 in value. Them to stop following me in the lobby and hovering over me and singing to me, because that's getting a little weird. So we went for a walk, and I wanted to show you as part of this video. I'm showing you what you get. In other words, my building's maintenance is currently $818 a month. We're going to now show you the beautiful work that is being done on the building. And this is what it gets you. What's going on? Our building has currently 42 units for sale. That's insanity. So this is the beautiful work that's being done. I'm sure that that's perfectly normal. You know, they're doing things here. And according to the condo president, you can clearly see that this is going to be completed in the next, we're in April, so April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, within 8 or 9 months. I don't see any reason why, you know, considering they haven't, you know, done any of the other sides, you know, a very, very small amount from the old contractor, I don't see any reason that points to any other reason that will not be true. I've had people comment on my videos that said they were familiar with Sunnyislesbeach and they can't believe that my building is going for the price it is. Yeah, because look at the condition of the building. Look at the way look at what the building looks like. That's why.
What will it go down to?
It has a nickname, Sunnyislesbeach. Those articles come up. It doesn't add up. We know basic math. Sunnyislesbeach has had a certain, there's a lot of articles on Sunnyislesbeach. Articles about these 3 buildings and some stories that have happened of different occupants, and it's pretty well known. That's one of the reasons it's very hard to make friends here. Hello all, we are going for a walk. This is the Nicole. Let me show you my face. This is my face. Now I'll put back on my sunglasses. This is the Dada. Say hello. Say hello normally.
Hello.
Okay. I am very normal. Okay, so we're gonna go for our walk. Ooh, it's starting to get shady out. Does that mean the eclipse is happening?
No.
Okay, that's not an eclipse. Apparently there's supposed to be an eclipse today, but you're not supposed to look at it, because then bad things will happen. But it might be up there somewhere, but I don't know. How will I know? It'll be dark out?
A little darker here.
Okay, that's how you'll know. Here I don't think we know anyhow, because there's always like smog in the air, so I don't know. Every day here is an eclipse. So we are going for our walk, and you're also going to see in this video, you know, an update on my condo building, which is behind us. I've been posting a lot of videos on my Miami condo and the situation here, and I'll just film behind me. You know, that line there is the beach line, and that's a rental. That is a condo that unfortunately is involved in a stage right now where the owners have decided to sell it off or attempt to sell it off to a developer, which is a shame, because we always talked about how it would be better to go from our building to this cute building that actually resembles like Maui. What you would find in Maui. You know, it's a shorter building, and then the units face, they're all through, right? The units?
Yeah.
All the units are through units, and they all have this really large lawn and a pool, and they're on the bay. We're on the bay too, but our building is like an old dinosaur. So we always said it would be really cute to have this like very aquatic building, and I can't help but
because this is a shame.
I can't help but raise an eyebrow to it. You would have to be saying that all the owners, iguana. Do you see the iguana? There is an iguana.
Where's the iguana?
There is an iguana. Now it's you're blocking the iguana. Move. There, I see the iguana. I can't help but,
why would you want to leave this?
I mean, they have this lawn here.
It's like a house.
They're through units, right?
Yeah.
So the units are through units because the building is not thick enough. And it's really cute, the building.
And for these people here,
they're closer to the beach than us.
It's like a single family home
Yeah.
situation.
Oh, you mean like the ones on the bottom here? Yeah.
Yeah.
The first 4 units were amazing.
But
you know.
now they're in a situation where if you wanted to sell, you can't sell it.
You can't sell your units because who would buy it? I don't.
You can't.
You were saying that it is like a legal thing. Like, how can you sell a unit?
That's for
You
sale.
can rent it, but how can you sell something that is up for development?
And-
So this is a rental that's across from us. Very overpriced, but everything's become overpriced today. And then the rental owners that developed it, they own that one, the garage, the older building that's on the other side of the garage, and then this other one right there.
Some rumor.
My leg touched the leaf with the water and it frightened me. But yeah, we're walking up the street and I'm going to talk more about my building and updates of different things that have been happening. And I'll recap that all, but I want to show you basically, yes, this is a in quote safe area. There's definitely things you have to be aware of in this area that are things that you... Ooh, the doggy is looking at me. There's like a German Shepherd there. It was looking right at me. You either understand the elements of this area or you don't. And, you know, putting up with the turmoil of my building gets you the ability to live in an area like this. Obviously, there's areas in Miami that are a lot worse than this. This is considered the fancy area. And you get to have the attitude on your day off, which today is my day off. I can walk across the street, and then the white building signifies the beach line. And
Very, very close.
you know, I don't discount that. You know, our building is right there, and I can't discount that. It was funny on the timer as I was recording.
Yeah.
It said 111.
Oh.
So, yep. I just saw something go in there. Oh, it's a lizard. We think.
We saw a rat the other day.
I saw a rat at the mall. It wasn't in the mall. It was in the mall garage.
It was happy.
Yeah, that's a happy rat. It's ratatouille. But, yeah, I don't discount. What I'm trying to show you in this video is I'm going to do an update on the condo elements of what's going on at my building. But what I'm showing you is, yeah, if you put up with A, B, and C, and you're like, yeah, this is the turmoil that's going on with the building and blah, 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 but you put up with it and this is what it gets you. So this is us putting up with it and going out for the day. Can you take the water from me? Huh? Well, we walked from our building to here, and here is the beach right there. You know, this is the oceanfront line that's right here. You know, the aesthetics, obviously, of these buildings is different than mine. They have certain elements that my building does not have. You know, different party rooms, very nice gym, aesthetics of the lobby.
Beachfront cabanas.
Well, the cabanas are actually
They're available.
You know, the aesthetics of the pool area and the food bar and everything at the pool. Of course, their maintenances are astronomical. Their maintenance of a building like this could be, you know, $3,500 a month in maintenance. Which, you know, you're gonna go. By the way, there's bathrooms here you can use that actually are pretty clean. That bathroom was dirty, and now you're running into the women's room. Better? But yeah, this is the beach. And I don't discount that this is my lifestyle here. You know, I take everything in a moment at a time. That's the fire alarms that are going off with this building. And then when you talk cabanas, like these are cabanas. And when I was a kid, I grew up, my grandparents, you know, live in one of these buildings, and they also had like a cabana that was like this. So I remember, you know, growing up, going into those a lot. So, you know, the lifestyle is very nice, but I also do remember everything that went along with it. So we are now headed onto the beach. You know, this area here, you know, I posted a video not that long ago about Val Harbor. Now, Val Harbor has a lot of sketchy people. And I had one comment after another, probably from people who I, you know, hit a nerve with. They were like, what are you talking about, that this area of South Florida is really sketchy and it's full of a lot of entrepreneurs? It's like, this city that I'm in, which is very close to Val Harbor, is called Sunny Isles Beach. It's 3 separate words, Sunny Isles Beach. You don't have to believe me. Type in Sunny Isles Beach and you will understand the history of Sunny Isles Beach. You will understand the main majority of occupations, and there's a lot of articles that will explain to you the history of Sunny Isles Beach, and a lot of this history started in the 80s and how we got to today, and how essentially how South Florida got the money it needed to develop from swamp to this. And you know, a lot of people will be like, oh, I know a very successful lawyer, a very successful doctor that owns a unit in you know, buildings here. It's like, even if the doctor's making $300,000 a year, $500,000 a year, that doesn't explain how they own a $30 million condo on the ocean, a penthouse or something like that, and then they own another $10 million house. It doesn't add up. We know basic math. Yes, they may have gone to a professional degree at school. Yes, they may be licensed. But you know what? We know in life that people can go to school and something else is not quite adding up. And that has, if someone's going to deny that, then you obviously don't know the nature of South Florida. Obviously, there's plenty of articles, books, movies that explain the dynamics. And Sunny Isles Beach has had a certain... There's a lot of articles on Sunny Isles Beach. There's articles about these 3 buildings and some stories that have happened of different occupants. And it's pretty well known. It has a nickname, Sunny Isles Beach. That those articles come up. And that's one of the reasons it's very hard to make friends here. You have to be aware. You know, you're sitting at a coffee shop. Why is someone talking to you? That type of stuff. You don't like to think that's the way you need to be on guard. You need to be on guard like that anywhere, but this area, you know, don't let the buildings fool you.
This is Turnberry Ocean Colony.
Yeah.
I looked it up yesterday.
Yeah.
They have 0 units for sale.
At one point they had a few, and they were like 7 million or something like that.
Nothing for sale. No one wants to sell it. And
Yes.
our building is 42.
The aesthetics of this building, you know, look at their pool area, look at their food area, the different gyms and cabanas and everything that you have access to. Yes, their maintenance is probably, you know, pushing $4,000 a month. I don't know what it is, but that's usually around what it is.
But it's probably more proportionate.
Yeah, I don't know if $4,000 a month maintenance is proportionate, but, you know.
It's like a resort. You know, you mentioned this in your other video.
Yeah.
That the Easter's over.
Yeah, I was
There's
noticing
no one
that
out
Easter's over. It's not even also, people are like, oh, it's cloudy out, you know,
No,
but
no.
there's also no one out.
There's no one here. The beach is, like you said, no one would be on it.
You'd be like, oh, it's windy. It's like, well, this is how it is. You know, you, one way or another in life, now you live in one of these buildings. This is going to be your life. You're going to come out, you're going to stare at the ocean and the empty beach chairs, and you're going to go back inside. And no, you know, for someone that comes like, oh, obviously the aesthetics is different than your apartment. It's like, of course, I know that. I also know that I grew up in one of these buildings and everything that went along with it. And some people are like, oh, well, you're just tainted by the past. It's like, somewhat, maybe. But I also know legitimately that the dynamics of the buildings. You're not going to have any friends here. Not from this type of lifestyle. Quite honestly, the people you come across in Orlando are probably nicer people. You move into a little house and your neighbor's a veteran and they bought their house on where they didn't have to put any money down and VA loans, and they have a job that they acquired after using their skills that they grew up with, and they have a family and they walk their dog down the street, and that's a little bit better than fill in the blank name here who can't tell you what they do for a living. But yes, putting up with it, putting up with the abuse of my building, putting up with the abuse of this area and everything that goes along with it will get you the ability to take a walk on the beach, where some people obviously have to come here and be on vacation for it. You will get to have the honor of walking up and down this beach when you have the time to do so.
There's places to eat.
Take my water.
And
can I film for the people? So now that's across the street. We've arrived at the shopping center, and that is the tropical chicken. We have arrived. Buildings across the street, and we have now arrived at the shopping center, and we're gonna go over to Starbucks, which is over there.
Over here.
Is this my video or your video? My video or your video?
That is over there. Show them that back in the 1960s, it used to be a 1,200 seat movie theater.
I just scratched my arm on this rust.
There's no rust.
That's rust. Look.
Tell them about the theater.
That used to be a movie theater. Now it's a gym. And I've been a member there on and off over the years. I'm not anymore because I did not like it. And now I will go to the Starbucks. Well, first I'm going to go pee. Thank you. Hello. We have arrived at the Starbucks. Say hello to the people.
Hi there. Hello.
Okay, that was enthusiastic. I will now go get consumption. Hello all. We have arrived at the Starbucks. It is across the street from the ocean. Now I shall show you my Starbucks haul. Iced coffee with half and half and no sweetener. When you try to order this at the mall, they will tell you that the half and half costs more. I also have gotten myself this. This one is a panini. It is for me. And this one of the double smoked bacon nature is for this individual. We shall now proceed to eat our consumption. My entire energy has changed. Like, I was really happy before. You have a lot of not nice people that make Starbucks here their activity. And they completely take over the Starbucks. Like, a lot of times there's no seating. They ramp, they scream, they curse, they throw cigarettes violently. It's rough. When they see that you get agitated by their behavior, they laugh.
They have money.
They have a lot of money. Like, these are not like stereotypes of like the trailer park. These are people that, drive $400,000 cars. And it's rough. It's rough because when you go to a Starbucks, you just want to sit down and have a cup of coffee and sit down, and my entire mood changed. Like, I'm trying to eat my food, and again, this is part of putting up with it, because you're not getting nice people here. I don't want to show them, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4 tables have been encompassed by, we'll use the word sketchy people. and they get very agitated. They're getting agitated.
They also get a kick.
They get a kick out of seeing that you're affected. They smoke like crazy, cigars, cigarettes, throw the cigarettes so that they know it's agitating you. Sit, you know, the entire day at the Starbucks. And I know other Starbucks are having problems across the country. The irony is that a lot of those places are people who you would say have been plagued by drug abuse, things like that. But in this case, it's the people actually with the money that are making this Starbucks a very difficult environment to be in. If you believe in energy and how energy can affect you, and you sense energy on people, it's a very, very rough Starbucks.
The temperature is dropped like 10 to 15 degrees.
Apparently the eclipse has begun out there, and the temperature has dropped here in Miami. It's actually cold right now. I would assume that would happen, right, if the sun is being blocked, right? Sun being blocked, yeah. That
Even partially,
that it would get cooler. So a little colder plus the wind. So I'm just sitting here and hiding from the evil sun. So yes, where I have coffee. I should mention it's iced coffee. So this is one of the Winston Tower buildings, and this building has been undergoing a facelift. This is what it's going to look like, and that's the work they're going to be doing. This was massive. They had to reconstruct all the balconies, their support columns, their garage. I'll show you in a second. Same thing. And this was done in multiple phases, and it was done over years, but they have consistently been working on it. Our building, on the other hand, they claim it's going to be done, our work, by Christmas time. I don't see how that's possible. In my opinion, it's going to be at least a year and a half. But this building was so bad, and I'll show you the garage in a second. It's amazing that they were able to fix this. You would almost think that it was unfixable. It's actually a very good angle. So, I mean, you can't even utilize the garage. They have to park outside on the street. I'm gonna end up capturing it though. That's currently having a eclipse right now, so I don't really want to film upward too much and catch looking at the sun, but you can tell there's no work being done on my building. There's no sound. So in like an hour or so after the eclipse passes, and we have a snack, and the management team goes home from my building so they don't see me filming. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just don't want to be annoyed by them. Then I'm going to come out here with my camera and talk about the building. But yeah, I'm going to go upstairs now and have a snack. Just that the hallways are a mess. You know, all this damage. They claim eventually the carpet will be fixed, but who knows?
It's just talk.
It's just, you know, just the way everything looks. I don't know.
We have this.
Staining.
It's more than staining.
The filthy mirror here. They removed a table here. You can see how dirty the mirror is. It's hard to pick up, but it's very dirty. I'll clean because this food has been here for weeks. I should just get to a point of cleaning the hall, actually. Elevator shakes. Hello all. So I've switched to my camera. I came home from my walk. I'm going to talk about my building a little bit here. This is the pool deck. I'm going to show you this area here
This is what city we are.
This is Sunny Isles Beach. Let me show you this. As a recap from my other videos, this whole area here was condemned by the city after the Surfside building collapse. We're really not kept up to date. I really can't tell you when this will be fixed. I don't know if they've implied it's part of the building work. I think that's what they'll probably say, but I've never seen anyone working on it, so I have no idea when this will be looked into. You can see on this end that they have not even begun to work on this side of the building here. It's kind of like the way the building is shaped, but no work has been done on this side of the building yet. I'll walk over there and you'll see the work that they started on over there, but obviously you can imagine at this rate how long it's going to take for them to finish this work here. So we went for a walk, and I wanted to show you as part of this video, I'm showing you what you get. In other words, my building's maintenance is currently $818 a month, and this is what it gets you, the good and the bad. In other words, I showed you my walk. I showed you I was able to take a walk on the beach. We went to Starbucks. We walked back. Those were nice things. Watch your step here. And those were the good elements. You know, the reality though is that once you get home, you do return to a situation that is kind of a mess. The building had a contractor in the past. There was a dispute over money and the amount that the work was going to cost, so that ended that relationship, and there is a current lawsuit involving the building and the old contractor. We have a new contractor, and they don't seem to work very fast. There was a good 2-3 week time period they disappeared altogether, then they seemed to return. I don't know what that was about. And the new condo president, who's been a part of the building for a long time, he owns a unit, doesn't live at the building, and from what I gather, he doesn't actually have to. But he owns a unit, so he's able to be the president. He has said the building is going to be done, the work, by Christmas. And I don't see how that's possible considering the amount of work that needs to be done. And they're moving at a snail pace, so it's just not, I don't see how that's going to happen. We were having a problem with our insurance carrier before, and there's a lot of comments that have been made by upset residents about how we got into that situation in Zoom sessions and why we must have a specific carrier and all these questions people have raised. And all of a sudden now it would seem that this new condo president has claimed that we have a new insurance situation, right? Like, I don't even know, a new carrier, I don't even understand. And that the amount has been stabilized. So last year, for example, we were short, and so we were paying the maintenance at $6 something a month, and then we were told that we were short on the insurance, that we didn't pay correctly, so we ended up having to pay a $655 over like 8 months or so. Yes. I've kind of lost track, honestly, to make up for the shortfall in the insurance. We have a assessment that we pay $161 a month for, like, I don't know, 5 years. I don't even know. Honestly, when I say I don't know, it's because I really don't remember anymore. I've lost track.
Few years.
For the work on the building, which is, again, moving at a very, very snail pace.
What they could see here is a big building. If they're not over here working, this will not be done at
We
Christmas.
finished paying off the $655 a month assessment. And according to the new condo president, he's claiming that with the new insurance in place, that we will not be slammed, according to him, with another shortfall. But, it's kind of like one of those situations, I'll believe it when I see it. And because before it was expected that we would have another one of those coming up. And, so those are the assessments, right? Or am I losing track? The $655 was the one we just got done paying, the $161.
He's also
Are those the only other two assessments, or is there something else?
The other thing that people were worried about was the
reserves. So, according to their claims, the $818 a month that we're paying now includes the building up the reserves. You know, it's one of those things, like we just keep getting hit with things here, so we don't really know what's what. The building was built in 1965. The building had to go through something called a 50-year recertification, meaning that it needs to be completely, all the construction and everything has to be done by the 50-year recertification. And what happened was we were on extensions or different things, but let's do the math here. The building was built in 1965. I feel like I'm going to go into that song by Even Stevens every time. We went to the moon in 1965. 1969? I don't know. See, I didn't listen to the song very well. But if the building was built in 1965, and we're in the year 2024, my mind still can't get around that. I always think I'm in 2023. 2024, we're quite a few years behind our 50-year certification. So, again, we have this lifestyle that's across from the beach. But it's rough. And, you know, a lot of you have said, oh, why don't you just rent? It would be better. It's like, because I don't actually make the amount of money to rent. For example, these buildings that you're seeing here, they're probably getting over $3,000 a month to rent. And even if I found a unit or a rental that was $2,000 a month, I'm barely making that now with my job. So don't step on antland here. These rental complexes today are very, they want to know exactly how much you make, and, you know, showing that you can make it. They don't care, in other words, that you're putting everything together. And, you know, I would like to be very careful. Again, I'm not dissing people who are renters. Don't take it that way. I'm taking it as I own a property and my money is in a property, so I want to be very careful to try not to become a renter. I would want, if I was switching to a different situation in the long run, you know, years from now or whatever, that I go from a property to a property, and a cheaper property, one that doesn't have an HOA. The problem with that is that since the last time I made a video, which was, if you look at my channel, it's probably about a month ago, a little more than that, my apartment in a month and a half has probably lost another $50,000 in value. People would say, how is that possible? Well, the building has a reputation. When you look at some of these other buildings here, don't have any resales going on. Our building has currently 42 units for sale. That's insanity. 42 units for sale. And
the white buildings, they have 0.
You've got 2 bedrooms in my building for sale for $300,000. They'll take probably $270,000.
Your unit, similar, sold for $225,000.
My square footage of my unit, you know, you'd probably have to get rid of it for $210,000. Before, maybe a year or so ago, if you were very lucky, you could get 3. And before the neglect of the building and all this that happened, you were probably could have gone $350,000, $370,000. And
what should it be up to now, if all things were good?
Numbers compared and inflation, you should be able to sell it for $350,000.
Pushing 4.
Yeah, at least $350,000. And some units more, depending on what you've done to the unit. You know, people say, well, how can you say neglect? I'll give you an example. Part of our maintenance, the $818 a month that we pay for, includes people that come to the building to clean the building. They don't seem to be outsourced. They wear shirts that say the building name on it, and they are supposed to clean the building. Halls, you know, the mirrors, elevator, all that stuff. Carpets. The building is filthy. There's stains all over the carpet, squished bugs on the wall. If there's food or debris on the floor, it will be there. It could be there a year. The mirror is saturated with soot in the hall. It is very, very rare to see a cleaning person in the building, even though, again, we're paying for it. So how is that neglect? Well, it's the management office's job of the building to crack down on it and tell the cleaning crew that's been hired for the building, clean the building. Clean the building. That is your job, to maintain the building's health and to do your job, and they're not doing their job. And
what are they doing?
When you see the cleaning crew once in a blue moon, which I very rarely see them, stumble upon them. I'll happen to walk down the stairs that day. They'll be in the hall or in the stairwell watching music videos or soap operas on their phone, drinking coffee in the stairwell. Once in a blue moon, you'll see them in the lobby talking to the management office in the lobby, sitting, drinking coffee. Once in a blue moon, you'll see them with a vacuum cleaner in the hall, in which case they will do that for about a few minutes and then turn it off and disappear into the hallway, into the stairs again. They'll spray some Windex into the air. They think it's an air cleaner. They're not cleaning the building. The building is very, very, very dirty. The halls are filthy. They're not cleaning the building. So that's an example of like how you're saying that the building is in neglect and the management office is neglectful. Exactly there. You have a cleaning crew that's been supposed to be monitored by the management office. You're not telling them to do their job. You're not. The elevators. The elevators shake. When you're in them, it feels like they drop. The elevator doors, they hit you. There's something wrong with the timer on the door that it doesn't sense you. I've had it hit my arm. I've seen it almost crush a kid, that the kid almost got through. One time a parent thought, which was really dumb of them, that they were going to hold open by pushing the stroller in, and they're lucky it closed before they got it because it just slammed shut. I've seen weird things. There's like a weird in-between room in the building. Yeah, that's like a weird oddball service room. That's typical of these very old buildings.
I pinned them down, he said it was the employees'
and
lounge.
I've seen like, I don't know if it's a hot plate. I don't know what it is. Like one day when I walked by it, like we were taking a walk, like it was lit up. This is not a unit. This is like some weird in-between room. You could see like a microwave in there or something, and like thought I saw a hot plate. Like there's neglect. There's neglect. Okay, and another example of neglect. How did they let the building get this far behind? The building was built in 1965, and as even Stevens taught us, we're now in the year 2024. Okay, so something is off there. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with the insurance. You know, will we be hit with another amount? Who knows? But this building is obviously huge and the work is just not being done at that pace. Talk about that other building I pointed out earlier. They do have scaffolds all around it at once. That's not the case here. I'll show you the work that's being done on our building. So again, with cleaning, the parking lot is filthy. Again, it is the management office's job to make sure that you're not stepping on glass and beer bottles. This is how the entire parking lot is. No one can figure out where their spot is because the markings here are so messed up that no one knows how to park because the lines have all disappeared, again, from no maintenance here. We have a golf cart that was originally being used for the purposes of for security. If we had a rover security for the parking lot here, which is very large, and it is used by the maintenance crew to basically go on joyrides and zoom around the parking lot in it. And every once in a while they pick up a leaf. You know, it's very, very normal here to see glass bottles all over the place and in the parking lot here. There's been times also there's been like steel rods, you know, up, and we had to complain about that a few times. You know, someone's gonna get really hurt. And I think that one time they removed it or something like that. Remember there was one time you told him like about a metal rod or rebar, and I think after you wrote him 10 emails, he took care of it. You know, the parking lot is very dirty. You know, part of our HOA maintenance fee is that we pay one way or another for the security of the building, which comes through a third party. In other words, the building contracted with a security agency that sends people to the building. They don't talk to you correctly. Here years ago, this was probably, man, when was that incident with that security guard? That could have been 8 years ago. Could have been 10 years ago, 12, honestly. 12, 14 years. We had a security guard years ago at this building, gained some sort of fixation with me, and because I didn't want to talk to him or, in quote, flirt with him, he was getting really aggressive. He was like yelling at me, and then he drove his car by me really fast. I thought he was going to hit me with his car. Watch behind you, the car. I actually ended up actually calling the police on him. And what happened was he actually was, he would be removed from our building eventually and go to another building, which came with quite a struggle. When I brought it to the management office's attention at the time, same management office, they said that the women of the building like the way he looks and that they want to flirt with him, and they can't help he's got some sort of bug with me. That's what they told me. And eventually it got worse. I think I ended up contacting the security agency he was from. And eventually he was transferred to another building.
And fired.
And when he got to that building, he harassed, supposedly that was the rumor, he harassed another girl. And he ended up getting fired. Eventually, this is how much of a stalker he was. He ended up, I came into the building one day in the lobby, and he was there. He was in the lobby, sitting in the lobby with some random girl. And I called the police. I think I called the police again. So I get home to the lobby, and I see that he is in the lobby with some girl. And the girl appears to be some sort of resident of the building. And so I called the police, and the police went in and talked to him. I was outside the lobby. Police came back outside, and they said, this is clearly like your boyfriend and you have a problem with him. And I said, this is not my boyfriend. I only know this person's first name and that they worked at my building. And so, like, clearly you have some sort of issue with him because, you know, this is probably some guy you dated. It's like, no, sorry. The police left. And basically what that situation was about was this guy was so nuts that he knew a girl in the building from the time period that he had worked here. And he was using her to try to have some sort of interaction with me. Mm-hmm. And basically making her sit in the lobby with him to be able to catch me coming home. And I think I ended up writing the owner of the security company, and I basically said, like I'm gonna get a lawyer, and, you know, we can dish this out in court or something like that for harassment. At that point, he did disappear. Like, he just wasn't around anymore. And that was many years ago, but it was really, really scary. I've had a number of issues over the years, you know, in a 10-year period with the way the building manages their staff here. We're going to now show you the beautiful work that is being done on the building. Here you can see a fine concrete thing. Now I show you the work being done.
Over the last 3 months.
Yeah. So this is the beautiful work that's being done. I'm sure that that's perfectly normal. You know, they're doing things here, and according to the condo president, you can clearly see that this is going to be completed in the next. We're in April, so April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Within 8 or 9 months, I don't see any reason why, you know, considering they haven't, you know, done any of the other sides, you know, a very, very small amount from the old contractor, I don't see any reason that points to any other reason that that will not be true. I estimate, you know, 2 years maybe.
Maybe longer.
Maybe longer till this gets done. The building is quite a sight for someone visually coming here to see this, and then you see what the HOA is. It's a tough sell, you know, for investors who may have the attitude of I'm gonna get it, and then hopefully within 2-3 years it looks good, and
I'll make it into
you know,
an Airbnb.
across the building you have, you know, the Trump Towers and the Ritz-Carlton,
and an Airbnb.
yeah, but it's shocking. I've had people comment on my videos that said they were familiar with Sunny Isles Beach and they can't believe that my building is going for the price it is. Yeah, because look at the condition of the building. Look at what the building looks like. That's why.
What will it go down to looking like this? 175.
It's basically you're not selling right now because you're not giving away your apartment right now. So what we're hoping is that once the work is done, could it go back up? Yeah, it might, and that's the hope. But you know, we are in a situation where this is the way it looks right now, and that's all we could do. You know, back to the conversation about the security staff. I had a security guard a couple months ago that was yelling at me in the lobby that he thought my foot was on the chair or touching the fabric of the chair. Yeah. Then he would like follow me and sing to me in the lobby. And I wrote the attorneys in the building, and I'm like, you know, he has a very beautiful singing voice and everything, but can you please tell him to stop following me in the lobby and hovering over me and singing to me, because that's getting a little weird. Are you imagining all these things? No. Over a 10-year period, we have had some bad staff here at the building. I mean, they don't talk to you appropriately. The other thing is that my building is not, Airbnb is not allowed at my building, okay? But during holiday seasons, you will see droves of people coming in and out of this building. They will pick up a key at the lobby, pulling their suitcases in where the owner left the key or something at the lobby. Don't know where the F they're going, you know, 10 college-age students looking, and then they disappear after the holiday. And again, that's something that the management office has not cracked down on. You know, I wanted to show this video because I wanted to give you an update. The good thing is that the new condo president is claiming that the 655 assessment is not repeating itself right now. We shall see. And that the insurance he claims has stabilized, which is very much of an eyebrow raise, because how do you go from we're all doomed, the insurance is going to be really high again, to Mazel Tov, it's a miracle overnight that somehow I have a new insurer or whatever, and now you don't have to worry about that. Like how does that happen?
This part of the building is what percent of the whole rest of the building? This part here is Cameron?
It's no more than 30%.
Okay, so you have another 70.
They're not even done with this part.
You have another 70-80% divided by 4 months each section. You're talking over 2 years. It could be
I wanted to show them the good and the bad. We took a walk. It's an aesthetically pleasing area. The area does have problems to it. You have to be mindful. A lot due to the wealth. You know, there's some creepy people that live in the city due to their wealth. In other words, how they got there. yeah, the beach, the aesthetics. But it's a generally aesthetic area. The HOA from a lot of you guys have told me is astronomically high, and we know it to be astronomically high, especially that you're not in an ocean line building where you know why you have a maintenance like that. But
I calculated the size of your apartment.
yeah.
And what should the maintenance be if this building was fixed up nicely?
He's talking about them over there at those buildings.
About,
but those buildings, don't they have valet?
Yeah.
They have valet and cable.
Garage.
And cable.
And satellite and everything else.
And their maintenance is still lower.
Yes. And the price is higher. The price is almost $400,000.
Yeah, that's what their unit is worth because its reputation.
The thing is that this building is known throughout the city. It's known in a very bad way.
And yeah, I wanted to touch base with you guys, give you an update because I share with you my life and all these different things, and obviously this is part of my life. So yeah, I have Patreon channel memberships. Check that out, and yep, and I will probably update you again on this at some point. But yep, yeah. Now I'm gonna go up, put the camera away, then go grocery shopping, laundry. I have a ton of things I need to do. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon in my next video, and bye.